So now I'd like to talk about resonance. Like support, resonance is one of those things that gets tossed around a lot in voice lessons and in choral ensembles, and for good reason. It's really important. It can literally influence the way the vocal folds come together because of the way sound waves kind of bounce around and interact with vocal fold oscillation. But like everything else, we can go too far with it. Um, Bright is not always right. In my estimation, resonance should be a result of all of the other stuff in the other videos that we've talked about. If we have good alignment and the breath is coming in well, and we've opened up the throat, and we've got good airflow, we're balancing pressure with the vocal folds themselves, chances are resonance, at least in the middle voice, is going to take care of itself. Now, what happens in the top, that's a little bit different. But in the middle voice, I don't think we need to necessarily work toward a particular sound, at least in the beginning. I think we need to open everything up and release tension and get out of our own way and then see what happens. Having said that, bright sounds, usually pretty good, right? I like bright and light sounds. I find them to be very healthy. I happen to have a very light baritone voice, but I work with undergraduates. And for undergraduates and people in high school, even people in middle school, brighter sounds tend to be a little bit more healthy. They tend to carry better. They're a bit more efficient. But remember that bright is a result. It should not be the goal. Anytime we make the voice do anything, one typically induces tension into the system. So let's talk a little bit about the mask then, because people talk all the time, well, what about placement? What about placing my voice into the mask? The mask is this area right here. And if we were to hum, we probably are going to feel vibrations in the face. When I'm teaching this, and I do use this in my classes and in my lessons, I'll ask them to hum. And after 3, 4, 5, and just having them hum, I'll say, great. Now take your hands and walk your hands all over your face and see if you can feel the vibrations. Just see what you feel. So for me, they're orienting right here. This is where I feel them in my hum. Other students are going to feel them up here. Some students may feel it up here, maybe higher up in the cheekbones, maybe on this top lip. But I don't ask them to first feel sensations in their cheekbones. I ask them to hum and then notice what happens, because that's going to allow their body to produce the sound that is comfortable and natural and honest for their voice. Now, once they have this kind of locked in, I'll have them put their fingers on it and just do 4 or 5 more hums, feeling for those vibrations. And then I'll move to a vowel. It's probably something along the lines of yum, 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 or yum, yum, yum. And just say, when you go to the vowel, can you maintain those sensations? Notice I didn't say place the voice. Notice I didn't say make the vibrations happen. You already made the vibrations by humming. Can you allow them to stay? Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 whatever the vowel combination is. Allowing the vibrations to stay. So this is a method that's used in speech-language pathology, part of resonant voice therapy. It's a very, very healthy and therapeutic way of getting the voice to find balance of darks and brights. For me, the thing that must come first, though, is alignment. Is the breath getting into the body well? Are we opening up the throat? Is the air even flowing? Then we can start to think about what's going on in the mask. So just be very careful with doing this. A lot of students will say, oh, a little bit of vibration in the face is a good thing. Well, then let me make a whole bunch of vibrations in the face. The typical result of this is that the larynx is going to want to come up. The back of the throat is going to want to squeeze. Sometimes the soft palate's going to habitually drop low and we get a nasal sound. We may want buzz in and around the mask, but we don't necessarily want a nasal sound. If you feel this is happening or you want to just safeguard against that, you can start with the hum and then move to a B. Ba, 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 ba. The way a B and an M are formed is identical, except in the B, the soft palate is closed. And so you get a similar kind of vibratory sensation as the hum, but the soft palate has to stay closed. You can pair N's and D's in the very same way. So those are my thoughts on resonance. Just be careful that students aren't jamming the sound bright. This is especially true for those of you who work with musical theater students. We want a very dialogue, a very text-centered production, which does tend to be brighter. But I do not think that a forced bright sound is necessarily the goal. I think it is a result of opening up and delivering text.